7th grade. Today we're going to talk more about commonly misused words. Now these are going to be words that you want to keep track of in your writing and your editing process to make sure you're saying what you really want to say. Don't forget you can be taking notes during these short videos. We've spent all year learning how to sketchnote and how to do that in a creative way, or you can just do it on your own. We're going to be doing 8 topics today, if that helps you. 8 topics where you have 2 words that we're comparing. So if you wanted to pause this and get some paper for some notes, it would be nice to have those when you sit down to your No Red Ink assignment. So first we're going to start off with some words that are different when you have them all together, like every day, versus a space in between, every day. So the first one means ordinary, something like just your average, everyday headphones, something that's common. But when you put a space in between it, you're talking about each day or one day or 2 days. It's every day. So a space, she listened to that one song every day. So again, if you sit and think about it, it makes sense. But often when we're writing, we might use the wrong one if we're not careful to go back and edit it. We have something similar with everyone versus everyone. When it's one word, it's talking about a group of people. Everyone was hoping that you would show us your paintings in the gallery. Every space one tells us I am proud of every one of them. So this one tells me how many of them I am proud of, every one of them. Again, making sure when you're editing and when you're reading those sentences, it's saying what you mean. A bunch of things or each one separately. Here again we have maybe versus may space be. Maybe is one word, shows me you're making a decision. Maybe we'll go for another walk. Versus there may be rain. Okay? Again, editing, proofreading. Except versus accept. So now we're getting into 2 different words that actually mean 2 different things. To accept something is to receive or believe. You can grab onto it, you're going to take it, right? It's almost like a pulling into you motion. I would happily accept your help if you offered it. Z wasn't happy when their parents accepted her. Z was happy when their parents accepted her. Or I accept this award on behalf of Brad Pitt, who couldn't be here. Every time I do this, I'm kind of grabbing and pulling towards myself. Accept is bringing it toward, where accept with the EX is almost a pushing away, not including. An exception has been made. So picture me standing in front of you, pushing away with my hand. I would go to her house, except we're social distancing. They work every day except for Mondays. Or Kia expected her friends to call her back within the hour. So you might have an expectation. So again, there's little differences there. Affect versus effect. This one, 7th graders, is the bane of my existence. I have taught this topic for 175 years, and the most important lesson I can teach you is don't use these words. I have a hard time with them. I have a hard time wrapping my brain around them. I'm providing you with an affect or effect link with people who understand it, and you can watch their video and take their test, and it's fun and it's silly and it's lovely, but it's hard for me. Affect is a verb. It means to influence something. If you can replace it with another verb, then you are using the right one. So a lot of times people say A is for action, like an action verb. The rain affected citizens. The medicine will affect your eyesight. Winning the swimming medal affected her performance. So if you can replace these with another verb and you're using affect, you know you have it right. Where effect is a noun, it's a thing. It will affect you. So again, if it's a noun, then it could be replaced by a pronoun. So the effect of the rain was devastating. I could get rid of be in effect and replace it with it. It was devastating. Actually, I'd have to get rid of all of this. This is why it's confusing me. Watch the video if you really want to understand. Or the best lesson is never use these words. I hate them. You will feel the effect of the medication in the next 20 minutes. You'll feel it in 20 minutes. Tina's big win had an effect on her confidence level overall. So it's a noun. It's the result of a change. So if an event affects your life, you will feel the event's effect. Yes, Samantha, everyone can hear you eating your apple. Thank you for sharing. Go sit. Sorry. Who versus whom. Again, this one is very tricky, but I know how to teach you this one. Yay, Cook McVitie. So a who is a subject pronoun. We learned about subject and object pronouns way back in 6th grade when we were doing pronouns. Subject pronouns are words like he, she, ze, and they. Now, the way to know if you're using who or whom is often to ask yourself a question. And asking yourself the question, then the answer leads you to know if you have the right question. Here's what I mean, or the right pronoun. If I say, who would like to go on vacation? I already have a question there. What is your answer? Would you say he, she, ze, or they want to go on vacation? Or would you say him, her, zer, them want to go on vacation? Hopefully you'd say one of these. You'd say a subject pronoun. So you know that you have who correctly. We're using that as a subject. We all know who pulled that prank, or we all know one of these words pulled that prank. Then I have the right word. Okay? Who made the quesadillas? He, she, ze, or they made the quesadillas. That shows me I have subject pronouns. Now over to whom. Whom is an object pronoun. We use it like the word him, her, zer, or them. Okay? Whom should I vote for? Okay? And would I say you should vote for him, or you should vote for he? You would vote for her, or you would vote for she. You would say the object, so it's whom should I vote for? We wondered whom the book was about. The book was about him, her, zer, them. What I like is that him and them both end with an M, like whom does. Whom do you want to join us? I want him, her, zer, them to join us. I want an object to join us. So these are all correct. This one is often just a mistake in editing. You know the difference between the word quite and quiet. It's just sometimes when we type too fast, so maybe we have one of the other words. If I want to say he had a quiet spot, or please quiet noun, it's et. But if I want to use the adverb, it was quite lovely. How lovely was it? Or there were quite a lot of swans. How many swans were there? I have te. So again, an editing issue, a word to keep an eye on. Good versus well. We did this in 5th grade. We did this in 6th grade. Here we are in 7th. So take a look at these. Here I'll tell you what kind of soccer player, what kind of shot, what kind of friend. Good tells us what kind. It also tells us how you feel when you're having a good day. Well tells us how well you did. How does he play soccer? How does she play soccer? Well. How did they get along? Well. How does she block? Well. We also use the word well when we're talking specifically about health. That's why we say get well soon. Or I feel well because my arm is no longer broken. You could say I'm good. We know that song, I feel good, right? And that just means a general happy feeling. Or if I say I'm well or I feel well, that tells me you're definitely talking about health. So those were quick, simple, easy. Hope you liked them. I wanted just to give you some quick little tips for distance learning to help you be a little bit more successful. Some of us are a little late getting our work in. It's Wednesday right now. I know your information isn't due until tomorrow, but don't leave these things to the last minute. So I always suggest, just like I do in class, do the work the day it's assigned. Don't forget to be checking Google Messages and your email. I would say at least twice a day for each of your things. This is the best way that we can communicate with you. If you haven't opened your email in a while, you're going to have a ton of messages. Check those out. And last, ask questions and stay in contact. Even if you're just telling me that you're having a trouble with your internet that day, or if you have a question, let me know so I know that you're involved with everything. When you go to No Red Ink, you're going to have another 8 word keys to do. Stay on top of these. These are ones that, especially if you took notes, you should be able to get through the entire lesson. You should be able to do it in about 30 minutes. Thanks. So again, if you have questions, here's my email, here's my office hours, and here is the link to go to those office hours. Those are also in your Google Calendar every day, and I will be offering this slide as a Google Slides, and you could go there and click on that. Thanks, guys.
Can you say toe?
Toe,
May?
May,
Toe.
toe,
Tomato.
Monamigo.